At my graduation party, I watched my father slip powder into my champagne glass. My heart skipped, the room spinning with laughter and clinking glasses, everyone unaware of what was about to happen. I stood there, forcing a calm smile, and gave the glass to my sister, who drank it eagerly. That single act, silent yet deliberate, changed everything. What was meant to be my celebration became a window into the darkness behind my family's controlling facade. Every laugh, every toast now felt like a spotlight on betrayal. I realized then that the path to reclaiming my life would be quiet, precise, and unforgettable. This is the story of how I transformed fear into methodical revenge, exposing truths they never thought I'd uncover. My name is Chloe Baker, and I am 27 years old. I grew up in a world where appearances mattered more than honesty, and my family's smiles often hid sharp edges. From a young age, I learned to read the unspoken, tiny shifts in tone, lingering glances, and whispered conversations. Despite the polished facade, I was fiercely independent, quietly planning my future while navigating their suffocating expectations. The graduation party was meant to mark my achievements, but even amidst glittering decorations and laughter, I felt the cold weight of control pressing down on me. I had dreams they never truly supported, ambitions they subtly tried to sabotage. The air smelled faintly of champagne and roses, but my senses were alert, catching the small hints of malice in my father's movements. And when I saw the powder slip into my glass, the realization hit with a quiet shock that left me trembling inwardly yet determined outwardly. The room continued to sparkle with chatter, everyone oblivious to the storm brewing beneath the surface. I held my calm like a shield, stepping closer to my sister with a smile that hid every calculation. My mind raced, mapping every angle, every potential exposure, every subtle way I could turn this betrayal back on those who thought they controlled me. I felt the weight of years of overlooked talent and suppressed voice compress into a single, deliberate act. The faint clink of glasses and the soft music in the background became a soundtrack to my silent resolve. The betrayal wasn't loud, but it reverberated through my mind like a drumbeat demanding action. I would not confront with anger. I would orchestrate justice with precision. Every careful step I took from that moment was measured, ensuring they wouldn't see the storm coming. Days passed as I methodically documented small indiscretions, subtle manipulations, and veiled threats. I moved through the house like a ghost, collecting evidence, recording conversations, and noting patterns. Each evening, I revisited the scene in my mind, analyzing reactions, testing assumptions. The tension grew quietly, like a held breath waiting for release. I remained outwardly composed, attending family gatherings and participating in ordinary routines while my inner world meticulously mapped a strategy. The smell of old books and polished wood became familiar companions during these nights of planning. My trauma transformed into calculated patience, and every smile I gave was a mask that hid a mind sharpening its focus. I sensed their underestimation of me as a weapon, a miscalculation they could not afford. Then came the moment of small, silent reversals. I exposed lies subtly, letting truths emerge through conversations I orchestrated and documents I revealed at precise intervals. Each revelation hit with a quiet intensity, leaving them scrambling while I remained calm, observing. I learned to read body language, anticipate reactions, and maneuver conversations with precision. The once familiar laughter of my father now held tension, each glance over his shoulder a recognition of my growing power. Even my sister, once the unknowing participant, began questioning alliances and motives. The air seemed charged, every corner of the house imbued with the electricity of withheld words and unseen eyes. And with each move, I edged closer to the silent victory I had envisioned, confident that my restraint would deliver justice more potent than confrontation ever could. Finally, the culmination arrived, not with shouts, not with accusations, but with undeniable evidence of manipulation that spoke louder than any confrontation. I presented my findings with quiet authority, leaving my family stunned into silence. The champagne glass incident, once hidden, became a pivot point in exposing intentions and control. Their carefully maintained image cracked, revealing insecurities and greed they had long concealed. My methodical patience had paid off, turning the weight of past betrayals into a precise narrative that even they could not deny. Every step I had taken, the surveillance, the notes, the careful orchestration of exposure, now unfolded seamlessly. The tension released subtly, the room holding its breath as my calm demeanor contrasted the upheaval I had orchestrated, each motion deliberate, each revelation timed perfectly. In the end, I walked away from the chaos with quiet triumph. My life, once dictated by fear and manipulation, now belonged entirely to me. I felt an emotional closure, the release of years of hidden pain, replaced by the strength of a woman who had turned betrayal into empowerment. My family would remember the shift, the silent but undeniable authority I claimed, yet I remained composed, untouched by anger. This was my story of transformation, justice, and reclaiming power without a single word shouted in rage. And now, sharing my journey here on Revenge Book, I invite you to witness it too. Where are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments.